How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of a West Coast dankness, hopeful dankness, in the form of Pariah Brewing Company is their Pine by Yakima. Pariah have had a couple, 2-3 of their beers. They're kind enough to send stuff off every now and then. I'm really intrigued about this one because that screams like it's going to be a West Coaster, but it's a hazy version of West Coast. And it's also, I've really dug what Pariah has done because a lot of the beers they've sent me have been all across the board, from wit beers to lagers to, hazies to fruited beers. And to see, this West Coast jam come through the old mail kind of got me wanting, chomping at the bit, if you will, for a little bit of West Coast action. And I dig my West Coast hazies. I've had a couple of them from breweries out west that kind of take this new East Coast, New England style IPA and kind of use those old school kind of West Coast hops. And if you do it right, it can come off really fucking cool. But that looks the part of a hazy. Maybe it's slightly bit darker, but definitely has that rich orangeness to it. Pinky finger, infinitely creamy, tight, compact head. And as far as art design goes, that's fucking awesome. I mean, some of their labels leave a little bit to be desired when it comes to what they do over there at Pariah. But their information on the back is usually pretty cool. Didn't even read it yet. We'll dive into that. But the front being as simple as that is, it's pretty fucking awesome. What does it say back here? This is our ode to our greatest hop growing regions of the world, the Pacific Northwest, Yakima hops. Rich aromas and flavors of grapefruit, sweet citrus, and pine through copious amounts of Chinook and Simcoe hops in both our whirlpool and dry hopping. Coupling this hop with our signature soft mouthfeel makes this one of our brewers' favorite beers. We make the cologne of Yakima Valley, if you will. Yeah. So, like I said, looks the part of a New England IPA. Let's see what the nose has. I mean, you definitely get a combination of what they call in there that pine citrus thing. Very light, though. Very sweet. Doesn't come off very, syrupy or dank or sappy or fucking super danky. It's this nice, fresh pine, almost like spruce tippy spearminty kind of pininess, and then you get that nice kind of soft citrus. Nothing too crazy, though. It's 7%, right? 7.2, or is it just 7 flat? 7 flat. Yeah, she smells nice. I'm just going to dive in. Cheers. Yeah, it's a absolute combination of New England style IPA with West Coast influence, because you get that citrus and it comes off quite sweet, quite juicy, quite nice. But there's no mistaking that pine component following it too, and it rides a little bit longer. It doesn't hit you right at the get, but then kind of comes up in full force about halfway through, and just kind of sits there and rests on your tongue, so you get this nice bittering kind of piney dankiness. Again, everything's kind of light still. It doesn't get too heavy-handed or too kind of whatever. It has this nice soft richness to it. Absolutely fantastic. Super fluffy. Fluffy is the word. Fluffy, creamy mouthfeel to it. There's something else. It's got a little something in there. What is that? It's good. Yeah, there's something else in there. I can't really pinpoint it. It might be. It's another fruit component, but it's more. It's like weird. It's vibrant, but it's kind of floating in the back. If that makes any sense. So yeah, you get that nice citrus component with that nice dankness. It's all kind of floating on top of this super creamy fluffiness, so everything is kind of soft and rounded. And you get this little pop of this extra little, maybe it's melon or something like that floating around there. Almost, maybe it's a yeast thing. Maybe it's a little bubble gum in there. Could be. But I like this. I think it's fun. It brings the best of both worlds. It gives you heaping helpings of that East Coast with a hefty dollop of West Coast and a really beautiful, soft and creamy package. I dig this. I think this is a fun beer. I think it's a nice marrying of both styles. I can see why people dig it. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better hazies. Let's just go in that realm that I've had as late. Definitely worthy of being in the conversation. Is it one of the best? I still like my traditional New England style stuff, and I do dig this application with the West Coastiness. With this one's I like a little bit better, but that mouthfeel's to die for. Value and availability, don't know. It is Pariah. I think they send sheets off telling you all this information, but I don't read any of that stuff. And leave you with, if you like you like this beer. If you like New England style hazies and you want a little bit of West Coast treatment, it's going to give you both of those worlds. So if you harken back for a little bit of West, but you enjoy your East, look no further. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little East and West Coast hazy right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers.